was not very good.
Welcome to Snatch Talk. Oh, hello there. I'm the Velvet Snatch, and welcome to Snatch Talk, where I give you the weekly lowdown of what happened at Drag Idol 2024 at Rusty's Showbar in Newcastle. We've got 10 contestants still in the competition, and the challenge for week 3 was musicals. Now, you'd think that for a drag contest this would be an easy one, but oh no, as each of our judges is a connoisseur, and there's always the risk of not doing enough or doing too much. As the night got started, our fabulous host Gladys Duffy took to the stage to warm the audience up and address the issue they'd had last week where the audio hadn't recorded from the show, even giving me a cheeky little shout out.
My virgins, if you've been watching on the YouTubes, you may have missed out some things last week. We lost the audio last week, everybody. So the recording only features the performances. We managed to salvage some of the audio from the Velvet Snatch, who does SnatchTalk. So a round of applause for Velvet Snatch! I said a round of applause, that was a scream, but thank you. Please start learning and listening. She really was the hero of last week's Drag Idol.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Gladys. Then it was time for them to introduce our team of judges for the night, starting, of course, with the sensational Plastique, who Gladys took the time to ask what they'd thought of last week and how they felt about this week's challenge.
Now it's week 3, it's musicals week. Are you a musical fan?
I am a musical fan, and I'm hoping tonight that it's not going to be all the, I call them the working men's musicals. I don't want to see any Wicked. I don't want to see Hairspray. I want to see some proper musicals tonight.
Something a little bit more kitsch and a little bit more niche.
I want to feel like the contestant knows the musical that they're doing, and they haven't just heard the soundtrack on the YouTubes.
Next up was our special guest judge for the week, the legendary Mutha Tucka. Now, Mutha is a legend of not only the Northeast scene, but the whole wide world. And with their new events company Queerdo, they're sure to be everyone's new best friend. But had they been following the competition?
So you've toured and you've seen it all.
Yes.
You've seen it all. Who here in the competition do you think has what it takes to go on and become a drag superstar?
So from what I've seen so far, I'm obsessed with Kingdom. Absolutely obsessed. It's nice to see something a little bit different in the competition. Sweet Boy, incredible. The difference from week 1 to week 2, the look change, wow. And Reese Wetherspoon as well.
Now, we've got an interview with Mutha a bit later on, where you'll find out a little bit more about what they've got coming up. Next, it was the Queen of Middlesbrough herself, Penny T, who hilariously was incredibly hungover this week after a busy night at Sapphire's.
I am so hungover. I'm not gonna lie, the contestants better be fucking good tonight, because if they're not, I'm gonna end up drop kicking one of them in the fucking face.
Finally, you knew it was coming, and it wouldn't be Drag Idol without her. The gods had graced us with the presence of the divine Miss Rory, who had a new show to announce.
You know, I do the Tyne Theatre every year, and we always put a bit of a spectacular on, all this kind of thing. We didn't know what to do for a theme this year. You know, we did a Jubilee themed one, we did a travel themed one last year where I gave away a holiday, and then this year we thought, oh God, how long have I been doing this shit for? And we worked it out, it's been 20 fucking years that I can't believe it. Right, it's actually 22, but 20 looks better on the poster. So, May the 18th at the Tyne Theatre and Opera House. Tickets go on sale for the people here. Tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning. But for the people who are watching it online, I don't know where the cameras are. Where? Camera 1? Yeah, hang on. Tickets go on sale on Tuesday morning, and they will be on sale by the time Chris Howe pulls his lazy fat finger out and puts this shit online.
Now, we'd heard what Plastique was expecting from the night, but what about the other judges? Well, Mutha wanted to see some numbers from Hedwig and the Angry Inch, Beetlejuice, Evita, and even 9 to 5. Penny was interested in anything from Anything Goes, Six, Rent, or even Sweeney Todd, and Rory just wanted to be swept away by a good performance. Would she get her wish? Well, you'll find out soon enough, you impatient little tart, you. Now, I must warn you, because of other commitments that weekend, I couldn't actually be there myself for the night, so I'd had to send my dear cousin Candy to speak to the contestants. Hopefully she'll do a better job than last year. The first performer of the night was a queen that's done incredibly well in this competition so far, and a self-proclaimed Candy fan, Bipty P. So, before she got to the stage, I sent Candy herself to grab a quick chat. My skirt's on proper. Right, is my hair all right?
Yes.
Cool. Right. Oh my god. No, I'm really nervous about this, okay? Because Velvy Bobo's like, you better not fuck this up. 'Cause
Yeah.
if I fuck this up, she's going to tell my dad that I've got an Only Jams account.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, don't. Yeah, so.
No.
Anyway.
Oh,
right.
hello.
All right, my loves. I'm Candy Snatch, and I'm here with a person who is performing in Drag Idol, Bipty P. How you doing, my love?
I'm good. I'm a bit nervous. So this week is musicals week, and like you said before we start filming, a lot of people have said that they don't really like musicals, me included. So
I've had like 4 people come up to me and say, I fucking hate musicals. And I'm like, this might not be your week, love, but we'll see how you get on.
We'll see. I mean, something's going to happen. You never know. Someone that really hates musicals might do well, or we'll see.
I think it's like what we got, last week, where, the people who didn't really do the best impressions still did the best performances.
Yeah.
So even if it's not like the best homage to like, oh, that's a big word, isn't it?
Homage,
That's
yeah,
where you
I
have
can't
to.
spell that one.
No, you have to ignore like it's got a hut at the front,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
just have to be like, nah, that's not there.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but
Hey,
I get confused
Yeah,
when
I'm
I'm
getting
writing it
confused
down.
by
But
it,
they
yeah.
did like an homage.
yeah.
Sounds like a type of cheese, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't like cheese.
To musicals. I've forgotten where I was going. I've already asked you how you are, haven't I?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
cool. Okay. So
How are you, Candy?
I'm all right. I was out with loads of rugby guys last night,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't get fucked by any of them. So
Ooh.
don't know why I did that. Yeah, but yeah. And I put some jam on some nachos, which was
Well,
banging.
speaking of that, actually, I've got a present for you, Candy. Just to
Oh
get
my
you through
God.
this week. I've got you
Oh.
some jam just
Oh
to get you
my
through before
God.
the show starts.
Oh my god! It is Bon Maman. I think I've dated him. Bon Maman Raspberry Conservatives.
Oh,
my-
I've got the receipt. I can send it back.
No, I'm so glad they finally found a fucking use for them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh my god! Thank you so much, Bipty, for my lovely jam. I love how you've sequined it as well.
Yeah. I was doing
Oh.
some rhinestone last night. I was like, well, why don't I just add it on the jam as well?
Oh my god. Well, hold on. I'll try not to get distracted. But can I put the jam in my tits?
Is it gonna fall out?
It's gonna fall out. We're gonna have jam everywhere.
Should I hold it for you?
Yeah.
I'll
You
hold
hold
it
my
like this.
jam, right? We'll do this interview, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Where were we going again?
I don't know.
We're talking about jam, but let's talk
Yeah.
about musicals
My
tonight.
yeah,
Drag Idol
musicals.
Week 3, yes.
What can you tell us what you were doing tonight? Even though this will be shown before your performance, so can you say little bits but not all of the bits?
Yes, so I don't know, you can't see my whole outfit, but I decided to turn up right now in just a regular red t-shirt and the fuckest ass bob that's defying gravity to kind of throw everyone off to think that I am doing this, just looking like this on the stage. But I'm supposed to be right now dressing up as Matilda, but my whole performance is going to be as Miss Trunchbull.
Oh my god, I like that because that's like all like where you're like lying to people with stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I love doing that. Okay. We love being deceptive.
So how are you feeling about the competition so far? I mean, you've done incredibly well. I mean, you were doing your sisters proud from like the open drag night and stuff because you've like absolutely smacked because you won week 1 and you were every contestant for winning week 2. It was banging.
Oh, thank you. I'm just having the best time. Like, I love how I think I was a bit worried that I was gonna just, I don't know, I would lose myself a bit in the competition, but I feel like authentically myself. I feel very proud of what I'm been doing in the competition, and also I hate musicals, but I'm very happy with my track and what I'm doing with my performance.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing though. Like, you'll get thrown curveballs, but as long as you steer it towards yourself and you're happy with what you're doing, that's ultimately what is happening. And I'm having the best time with everyone. And
I mean, that's the thing about being like a performer in that. It's the idea of you have to do stuff you don't really like doing, so you find a way to enjoy it.
Exactly.
And find a way to make it yours. And
exactly. And I think that's one of the main things that I would suggest as many people to do this competition, just because you'll get thrown curveballs and you'll get thrown out of your comfort zone. I mean, I do open drag a lot and I just do whatever I would like because you have the freedom. But in this, you still have the freedom, but you've got to tailor it to your theme. It can be challenging, but it's what you kind of need to grow, I think, personally. And I feel like it's only been 2 weeks, but I feel like I've grown quite a lot already as it is, and I hope to last longer.
Oh no, I'm very confident that we'll see you in week 4 of this competition. It's 4, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
I'm
God.
a bit worried I'm going to fall off the stage. No one's fallen off the stage yet,
Yeah.
but I remember in week 1 it was like, oh, who's going to fall off the stage first? No one's done it yet.
Oh, I don't really. You know when you want something to happen, but also you probably don't.
No, it'll set the seed for the rest of the night 'cause I'm going first as well. Oh, we'll see what happens though.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I just want to say thank you so much, Bipty, for being a wonderful supporter of me since I was in that competition. What Mia should have won. Right. I'm not allowed to say that, but yeah. Here we go. Right, I'm going to get fired from this, but yeah.
Love it. You're going to do another interview, or is it going to get cancelled after this?
Let's see how we get on. Right, give me my jam.
I'll
right.
give you your jam.
Thank you so much, Bipty. Have a good night and good luck with performance and that.
Thank you, and that.
Bye.
Bye.
I did really well there.
Oh, I don't know why I bother with her sometimes. So, how did Bipty do? Well, I think it's fair to say that they smashed it. The subterfuge of masking what they were actually doing really paid off, as Bipty hit the stage as none other than the nightmarish Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. This number was brilliant, as Bipty led us through a slew of songs and sound bites from Matilda, mixed with judges' previous critiques.
I didn't like it at all. I was bored from beginning to end.
I'm hoping you're not as famous or fat.
Before bringing out a doll with Penny T's face stuck to it, and then casually shot-putting it across the stage. Well, it's better than being in the chokey, I guess. This performance earned them a standing ovation from each judge, with Plastique describing it as absolutely incredible and loving how they'd taken a character in a different way to what we'd expect. Mother called it next level and genius, asking Bipty about the University Drag Society that they're a proud part of. Rory jokingly described it as all right, before going on to say that there was nothing worthy of criticism in that number, calling it absolutely wonderful. And Penny, well, Penny had this to say.
I seriously think we've struggled a little bit this year with some of the acts that we've seen. We haven't had anything that's really blown me away until you just walked on stage tonight and did that. That wasn't just a number of musicals, that was a number of a winner that's over at Boulevard performing on that stage. You literally, with that, could win this whole competition, darling. It was insane. It was so good. You are the one to watch at the minute. You are the one watching the whole competition.
High praise indeed. Next we had Anarchy, following on from last week's very clever turn as Dora the Explorer with another great impersonation, this time as Mary Poppins. Now I loved this outfit. While I'd been a bit underwhelmed by the Dora look last week, this week the attention to detail was incredible. From the dress and hat to the shoes to the parrot umbrella, Anarchy serenaded us with poise through Feed the Birds, showering the audience and judges with sweets from her bag. Where it went next though, I really wasn't expecting, as Mary donned a pigeon mask and twerked to Kylie before switching to Tom Lehrer's Poisoning Pigeons in the Park.
When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with the cyanide.
And then it was bye-bye birdie.
Status update, like, totally dead.
Now, I liked this one. It was messy and crazy, but it had a nice narrative of feeding the birds, getting pigeons, then poisoning them, and I was laughing away throughout all of it, especially at the sight of Mary Poppins with a pigeon head. The judges were a lot less kind though, and Plastique had questions.
Can I ask, when did you come up with that idea? Because to me, it felt like you came up with that idea about 10 minutes before Chris said, right, we really need your music now. And it felt like it didn't have a lot of thought in it, and you just threw together bits of something that you thought would work. I totally didn't get it whatsoever. Did the bird have a nut allergy at the end? I literally cannot work out what's happening.
It's on, darling. Give it again.
Is it on? Is it on? Are we on? Hello. So, in tomfoolery, poisoning pigeons in the park, it says the birds all try and hide because they coated the peanuts with cyanide.
Still not a clue, but yes, thank you for explaining it. The whole number just felt like a mashup of ideas that didn't work together. I'm sorry, Anarchy.
Rory admitted it didn't really hit the mark. Penny said it flatlined and that she was bored from beginning to end. And while Mother loved the outfit, she said the number had the potential to be really good, but just didn't go anywhere. Gladys was a bit more positive, pointing out that they'd really committed to their movement and that she shouldn't be so down on herself. Next up, it was Love Deluxe Erotica, and I was really excited for this one because they looked sensational. The performance was fairly straightforward, taking the song And I Am Telling You from Dreamgirls and interspersing it with famously shady quotes from the iconic ballroom documentary Paris is Burning.
The judges didn't have any taste. It was with you that the judges were with, darling. It was all week, 2 weeks. Monique told me not to come. That's why Monique is not here, Jess, because she's one of the... Monique, would you tell her why you didn't come? Because she knew it's Victor Holler. She said, Crystal, darling, don't go. Because you're not going to get it. And that's why all the true beauties didn't come.
I'm going to be honest, this was a stand and sing. But this is how you do a stand and sing, with the passion and lip sync never faltering throughout. Love Deluxe was a force of nature on that stage. The judges' reactions were mixed though, with Mother asking Love to explain the performance and stating that it just didn't flow properly, and that she thought they'd do more with it. Penny agreed, saying that the lip sync and passion were phenomenal, but she didn't really know what they were going for, while Plastique suggested that they'd tried to focus on educating us and lost the focus on being entertaining. Rory pointed out how Love was just doing the same thing every week, with a bit of a song and some samples thrown in, and that they needed to change their style up, pointing out, however, just how good the lip sync was. Blane Runway was next, and I sent my cousin Candy to chat to her. Who knows how this is going to turn out?
Sorry, I'm really sorry that I'm doing it this week. It's because my cousin, like Velvy Bobo, she's got like 4 hairs on the back of her head and she's getting them done this week. So yeah, so don't tell her I said that, you know, 'cause she gets like really, you know, she's like, tries to put like powder on them to make them bigger, but yeah, fuck her. Anyway, I'm here with Blane Runway, who is in this competition, What is Drag Idol? Hello, Blane Runway, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm alright, how are you?
I am Candy Snatch. You did really well last week, but the judges didn't really get it. How do you feel about that?
It was just a risk that I took, really. You know, I'd expected that. It was like not many people's on TikTok. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, like the audience all got it, and then the judges. I think the judges felt really silly because they were like, "Oh my God, who's this person that we don't know about?" Because all the audience, they were like, because I was watching it and I was like, I totally knew who that was, that person who was in your number that you did. Yeah, but can you tell us a little something about what you were doing this week? But like, no spoilers in that because it's going to be on like after this.
So I'm doing a classic musical. Obviously, it's musical week.
I should have mentioned that. Really, that's
that gives it away a little.
I don't think Velvy Bobo's going to get me to do this again at any point.
Oh no, you're doing good.
I've got the looks, but not like the words and shit. So yeah, but so Are you like a fan of musicals?
Not really, no.
Right.
Not really my cup of tea, but I've seen a couple.
I like that like none of the contestants I've spoken to so far today give a shit about musicals, and it is musicals week, which is, I don't know if that is a gay crime.
Probably is,
Probably is. So you're a Sunderland queen, aren't you?
I am a Sunderland.
Yeah, like where do you usually perform and hang out, and like what kind of bins do you go through and that?
Nowhere really. Drag Idol week 1 was my second performance.
Bloody hell.
I know.
Wow, that was really good. That was really good for a week 1, like. Yeah.
And thanks.
Are you friends with a former contestant and like mega star, provided you know where she performs, Lucy Fur?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
That's as far as that question went, really. It was just, it was a bit of a closed one, if I'm honest. Should have probably put something in about, what do you think about her? Do you think that she is like a bit shit and that? But yeah, let's not do that.
Well, it depends if she's watching, really.
So are you optimistic for, she's probably not. Are you optimistic for this week of the competition?
I don't know what optimistic means.
I'm quite surprised. I do, if I'm perfectly honest. That is not very in character. I can say it, I can't spell it. I think it's some kind of, I think it's when you work with people who have eyesight problems.
I don't understand, me.
Right.
I'm confused for anything. I'm from Sunderland, you know. How I didn't go to school, anything.
I kind of imagine it's like the growing up you have in the film Oliver, which is also another musical.
Basically, that's what Sunderland is, I have.
Okay, I think we should probably end this. Yeah, thank you so much for speaking to me, Blane Runway, and good luck in the competition tonight, which will be in the past when this comes out. So there's like a bit of time stuff for you there.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Yes.
Goodbye.
So, after she very narrowly avoided the chop last week, what would Blane Runway do to put themselves back into the competition? Well, they do what they're best at, of course, with a very fun Grease medley, leading us through as many of the famous songs as she could in 3 minutes. Blane looked like she was having the time of her life, and there's something infectious about that, I think. I will say though, I don't feel comfortable praising this one when it was so much less adventurous than the previous 2 performers, with no real narrative or risks taken. Gladys summed this up as, if it's not broken, don't fix it, while Penny admitted that the previous numbers had been boring and that Blane had brought the fun back to the night, conceding that it wasn't amazing, but she'd really enjoyed it. Rory loved the outfit, saying that Blane looked like Sandy from Grease, while Penny looked like Sandy the dog from Annie. Plastique's critique was more of a double-edged sword, however, saying that Blane doesn't bring anything technically brilliant to the competition or anything that sets them apart from the other performers, but that their energy on stage gives them such an advantage in the competition, as it always leads to everyone having a good time. Finally, guest judge Mother had this to say.
Blane, you look incredible. It felt like I was in flares on Saturday night after 7 woo-woos. And you were like, woo-woo! And that was campus tips, well done. That was like you say, he's not broke, don't fix it. And that was like some, my favourite thing was when you tried to stop the cigarette out and you missed so far. You were in Africa and you were standing in Europe, like literally. But like, other than that, tell me about it.
Tell me about it. Stood in the wrong position.
Yeah, it wasn't there, but hey, the performance was there, so well done, mate.
One to watch, Kingdom was up next. After being in the top 3 last week, what would they bring to the musicals challenge? Would it be horror? Would it be campy? Well, as they strolled onto the stage dressed as Satan himself, we were glad to find out that it was both. As both Kingdom as Satan and his partner Pedro as Jesus took us through a selection of songs from the Book of Mormon.
Change his heart will change his heart, change your life, his book will change your life.
before, as expected, getting raunchy. And Jesus wasn't very happy about that at all.
We should be with girls and everything Father's planned. So if you ever feel you'd rather be with a man, imagine that your brain is made of tiny boxes, and find the box that's gay and twisted.
However, culminating in the two of them throwing caution to the wind and just getting it on. Oh my! It was very camp, and just the level of spiciness we'd expected from the devil himself, earning them a standing ovation from both Mother and Penny. Gladys pointed out that Bonnie and Ben were looking rough this year before asking Miss Rory what she'd thought. Well, she loved it, describing it as daft, stupid, and very, very clever, saying that Book of Mormon was one of her favourite musicals, and that had transfixed her. Plastique agreed, saying that she hadn't thought it was possible to make Book of Mormon any more camp or crazy, pointing out how Kingdom can just adapt to any challenge. Mother was in heaven, or maybe hell, giving Kingdom 2 thumbs up her arse, saying that there had never been a contestant like them in the competition before. Well, only for Plastique to remind them that Kingdom had been in Drag Idol 2020, but that was before Mother was a guest judge, so who cares really? Finally, Penny T only had praise for the pair, describing them as the most fucked up couple since Fred and Rose West, and pointing out how everyone was glued to what they brought to the stage. Once again, high praise. How could the Delta Quadrant follow that though? Well, in her own unique campy style, of course. Now, I have to play devil's advocate here. Coincidentally, after our last number in fact, Delta's performance was just a stand and sing to the Stephen Sondheim song Everybody Says Don't, but bookended with witty narrative story sections of Delta answering questions at a press conference.
Hello, Delta.
Hello, darling.
I want to rule the world just like you one day. What advice would you give to a wannabe lady boss and CEO?
What advice would I give?
It was honestly a very safe performance, with yet another phenomenal lip sync from Delta and the campest choreography of the night. I love everything Delta does, and this was no exception, especially because she involved her mum in the number as an assistant at the back holding a try sign, and the punchline at the end was brilliant.
Does that answer your question?
No, not really.
Gladys very much enjoyed it, saying that Delta reminded them of the legendary Juno Birch, but questioning why Delta had her mum working for her at the company.
I refute the claims of nepotism at this company. This woman deserves the 6-figure salary that I pay her, alright? She might be my mum, but she is the best candidate for the job.
The judges loved the lip sync and the character sections, praising Delta for adapting the theme to the evolving narrative of who the Delta Quadrant is, with Mother saying that the last time they'd seen a character for the whole competition like this was Gladys Duffy herself. Before Delta left the stage though, Gladys had to ask Mother Quadrant what she thought of her daughter, to which she replied that she was very proud of her. Aww. It's time for full disclosure though. At this point of the night, we'd had a few stand and sings and a lot of songs from musicals, but no actual live vocals or singing. Well, it was the return of Bella B Campbell next. Fresh from last week's win as Gypsy Rose Blanchard, this was the 1-2 punch we all needed in our night. Coming out as Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray, this was incredible, and you need to watch the full performance on the official video in the description below. From the opening narrative of Bella auditioning for the role of Tracy, she did every voice in the number, leading us through an insane 5 live-sung self-written parody songs to tracks from Hairspray about each of the judges.
New host in town, she kinda smells like her feet. You better tell Ophelia me to get her out here now. Whoa, 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 whoa. She been using you up to the new host in town. Hey Rory, look at me. You're the oldest queen we've ever had in this town. Hey Rory, look at me. I know your spine is hurting and you questioning me. Once upon a time she used to play with toys, but now she only fools around with childish boys. And she gets to swinging shit like a cow. She's hanging out a big girl now. But the bitches will be ugly. You can't stop us me. Ever since the track career began, she's done the lip sync Jessie J in any way that she can. You can't stop us me.
Well, with the drag career I've had so far, I still don't feel qualified to critique a number that was so well written and executed as this. If the other contestants had been doing cartwheels with sparklers stuck into every orifice, it still wouldn't have been as extra as what Bella brought to the stage. The crowd went wild, and there were standing ovations from every judge, and Gladys simply being lost for words. And Bella once again extending her performance out into the critiques with an incredible impression of John Travolta as Edna Turnblad.
Hang on, let me just... So, it was a backing track, the karaoke. Sure, bitch. But my daughter Tracy, she was singing on that. Those are all her own words.
I hate you so much!
Don't make me do it, Tracy.
Singing live, mental backing track, parody lyrics. Is there anything Bella B Campbell can't do?
No.
Rory refuted the accuracy of some of the verses directed at her, stating, however, that Bella was her favourite, and describing the number as wonderful and Bella herself as so incredibly clever. Mother described Bella as next level, saying that she'd even suffered through last week's Snatch Talk to see the ad-libs that she'd done then.
I saw you in week 1, you were incredible. I watched the YouTube in week 2. Unfortunately, I missed the majority of it because I know you stayed in character and that wasn't shown, Chris, now. But tonight...
Watch the Snatch Talk.
Wow. I did unfortunately have to watch Snatch Talk. I mean, watching Velvet Snatch for an hour, Jesus fucking Christ. But yes, that was incredible. Well done.
Well, fuck me, I guess. Before passing the wig she'd been given to her friend and internet drag sensation Bailey J. Mills, who was out in the audience watching. Hopefully she can do something with it. Plastique described the number as fucking incredible and that they were blown away by it, pointing out that while they'd said they didn't want to see any hairspray, that was the way to do it. As for Penny, well, she had this to say.
But do you know what? I'm getting back on my feet for this because Rory said a minute ago about how a number won't make sense anymore after it's done this week. The best number that ever happened for me in this competition was Cheesecake, that was done by Dragon and the Whale. And that was the same, it couldn't be done anymore. And that's the best number that's ever come until tonight. You are my favourite dragon performance in the 10 years that I've done this competition. It was clever. You have taken the time to sit and write your own lyrics as well as doing your own fucking track and stuff like that. Fucking hell, Bella, you're amazing, you're a star. You're bringing every kind of drag to this fucking competition and I actually fucking adore you. And do you know what, that wig, do you know what that will look lovely with? A crown on the 24th of March, because let's face it, you're heading that way there. Insanely good, best of the night.
Looks like we're making history this year in Drag Idol. Next up, we've enjoyed them both weeks of the competition so far, but could Lois, Carmen, Denominator make it a hat trick with a turn as Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd?
Did you come in for a pause? Don't forgive me if it's a little fine. Did you come in for a pause?
teasing Penny T with a box of pies before taking us through her recipe.
What is the secret ingredient? The eliminated contestants.
Referencing previous contestants Liar Bell, Dixon Stones and Asbestos, with kangaroo gags, squirty cream as cum, and a shit sandwich respectively.
It was shit, here's some bread.
And now you'll see why it's called Old Rag Pie.
This was just what the night needed, a wonderful amalgamation of songs and sound bites relevant to the character, with in-jokes from the competition and props. My God, how I've missed seeing props tonight. But what did the judges think? Well, I actually get quite frightened at how much myself and Mutha Tucka have in common. We're like 2 eggs under a chicken's arse, as she hates Sweeney Todd the musical too, but admitted that Lois's interpretation was good, pointing out that the lip sync was off at points, but Lois had cleverly turned to the judges each time to stop it being recorded on the video. There's a strategy for you. Penny disagreed though, saying that it was a fantastic musical, and while Lois did stumble with the words at times, the rest of it was stunning. According to Rory, it was her best number, describing it as really, really good. Finally, Plastique took a moment to address Lois's obvious nerves about the performance.
Well, no, it was amazing. It was absolutely fabulous. There's not a lot really left that I can say about it, Lois. It was a very, very clever idea. It was mixed very well. It was executed very well. And I know you fucked up a little bit in the words and fucking Helena, Boeing 47, knew all of them. But don't worry about any of that. The nervous thing, I get it as well. When I was a contestant, I was shaking up until the final. It is a nervous experience being up here. I really got nothing to be nervous about because you are killing it and you are doing very, very well in this competition. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, we've been hearing from them all episode, and you must have led a very sheltered life if you haven't heard of them before. At the start of the night, I'd gotten Candy to interview our guest judge for the week, Mutha Tucka. Now, if it happened at the start of the night, why am I putting it here? Well, because it's my show, and some bitches be cray-cray. Enjoy.
Alright my loves, I'm Candy Snatch and I'm here with our wonderful guest judge of the night. You'd not guess who it is, because well you probably have because they're standing next to me. It's Mutha Tucka. Alright my love, how are you?
I'm very well, Candy, how are you?
I'm really good. Bipty gave me some jam earlier and I was just like, oh my God.
Jam?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
Well, yeah, that's it. It's really difficult to do a line of it because then it gets like your nose
Very
all blocked
sticky.
and stuff like that. But
you
you
do
know,
on those nasal douches.
well, yeah, but where there's a Willy, there's a way, as my dad always said.
Willy
Like-
Wonka?
Oh. No,
Willy Wonka.
We've all had a Willy Wonka experience like that one in Glasgow, haven't we?
Yeah, a lot of shite.
Right. So, how are you feeling about being guest judge tonight? Have you been following the competition?
I have. I was here for week 1. I couldn't come here last week because I was in a chemical-induced coma after a Queerdo event. But I did watch it on YouTube, and then it didn't make any fucking sense at all. So I watched your Snatch game, Snatch Talk. Snatch Talk.
Snatch Game is far more popular.
It was very similar to Snatch Game last week, so that's why I was saying that. I watched Snatch Talk, which filled me in, as she said, a lot. So thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, I'll pass it on to Velvy Bobo, who is a totally separate entity to me. But yeah, so you need to tell me a bit about this Queerdo thing, because I didn't manage to make the launch thing, but what is it? Is it, I guess that it's either a queer do or some kind of gay torpedo.
It's both. It's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want it to be. So we had the launch last week in Manchester and Newcastle with Mother's Mind Games. I know I've been playing those mind games with these queens and kings in Newcastle for a long time, but now I actually have a night called it. So yeah, it was amazing. Manchester, we had Floor from Drag Race Down Down Under, and Gothy Kendall. Then Newcastle, we had Miss Cracker and Gothy Kendall. So yeah, they were incredible, and we are about to launch a full tour of Mother's Mind Games. We're also going to be doing my solo tour. I'm going to tell you a secret, hosted by the incredible Latrine Lurker, and I'm going to have lots and lots of drag acts from around the country performing at each event as well. So it's very exciting.
Oh my God, it sounds really exciting. Like, how does it feel being in the Elm at last? The Elm.
Oh, Helm.
Well,
H.
Oh,
H.
right, oh, sorry.
H, not from Steps.
No, I keep hearing about H's and I'm like, nah, don't know her.
Oh, that one from ITCH. She was on the Brit Awards last night, and I was expecting H from Steps to come out, but it wasn't. It was some skinhead from Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Sorry, I was swearing.
That's fair. I've said fuck many times.
You've got to bleep. It is actually incredible for me and Jamie now to be doing what we want to do creatively and looking after ourselves, which is very nice.
It sounds really exciting. So what's the next event coming up after this?
We have got, we're at Northern Pride. We're doing a Northern Pride takeover on the main stage. Queerdo, we've got Electra Fence, we've got Vic the Prick, we've got Latrine Lurker, we've got Reese Wetherspoon, I'll be hosting it, and DJ W, which is Jamie John Warren. He's going to be his first ever DJ gig, so that'll be exciting. And then we've got my solo tour, April, May. We've got the Mother's Mind Games tour in May. So, and then we've got plans for Halloween. We've got plans for Christmas. It's very exciting.
Oh my God, it's all popping off for
I know,
you.
right?
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
So speaking of Drag Idol,
Yes.
and Reese Wetherspoon, like, how do you think they're doing in the competition so far?
So Reese for me is a complete package. Like funny, like can dance, can dress herself. She makes all her own costumes. She looks incredible. She is the complete package, and the self-deprecation humour is so up my street. She makes me howl. I'm very excited tonight to see Kingdom, to see what they do for musicals, and Sweet Boy as well is like chef's kiss. So I'm very excited for tonight. I want to see Hedwig, Beetlejuice, Evita, and 9 to 5. They're the 4 musicals I want to see tonight.
Oh my God! Well, I hope you get them.
I don't think I will.
I don't think you will.
I don't think I'll get any of them.
All the contestants I've spoken to seem to fucking hate musicals, so it's going to be an interesting one.
I do like musicals. There are some that I don't enjoy. Evita and what's the one about the Technicolor Dreamcoat? Joseph.
Oh, Joseph. Yeah,
I love those Andrew Lloyd Webbers, but the rest is shite. So.
That's fair enough. Oh, well, thank you so much for speaking to me, Mutha Tucka, and I hope you have a lovely night being a guest judge and that.
Thank you. Mwah, mwah. Up the bum, no babies.
Yeah.
Up the fanny, there's always abortion, thanks to pro-choice.
Banging.
I really don't know why I bother with candy. Well, we're nearly at the end of the night, and we had the return of Sweet Boy next, who I never took for a morning person. Oh, that kind of morning. Bringing us a poignant and campus-tits rendition of My Dead Gay Son from Heathers the Musical, stepping onto the stage with Drag Idol alumni Veggie Stripper to news reports covering the worrying rise of LGBT+ hate crimes in the UK, merging it beautifully into the narrative at the beginning of the song.
Are you concerned about a rise, and why do you think that's happening?
I don't really know what I'm supposed to say up here. I'm ashamed, certainly. But I think of the sick, disgusting things that Kurt and Ram were doing.
You! Wait just a minute, Paul! It is ignorant, hateful talk like yours that makes this world a place where our boys could not live in! They were not dirty! They were not wrong! Two lonely verses in the Lord's great song. Our boys were pansies, Bill! Yes! My boy's a homosexual, and that don't scare me none. I want the world to know I love my dead gay son. Reading some magazines, and it's time we opened our eyes.
Yes, it fell into another stand and sing, but it did it beautifully, with Sweet Boy and Veggie being joined by previous contestants Sin, Lucy Chanel and Bexy Bomb, Oddly, the ones who weren't turned into pies by Lois. Complete with signs and a reveal from Sweet Boy, it was the biggest crescendo of the night, and I adored it. I'm so glad we got to see some politics in an otherwise carefree night. The judges were not as impressed though, with both Plastique and Mother saying that they hadn't wanted to see anything from Heather's and that they'd felt Sweet Boy had lulled a little bit this week. Penny agreed that it was a lull, but was glad they brought a message that they'd wanted to bring. Miss Rory was a bit more on the fence though, and had this to say.
I feel maybe, and this is not to the detriment of any of you who've got up here and, taken time out and did a great job. It relied a little bit on the production, maybe, but it was a production number. So that's like a double-edged sword. We haven't had a production number yet, so I don't know where I sit on that. Sweet Boy, this week with you, darling, I am firmly on the fence.
Not the best critique, but also not the worst. Once Sweet Boy had reclaimed their jacket from the stage, it was time for our final contestant of the night, Reese Wetherspoon, and they had a little something to celebrate.
Oh, it's Reese's birthday! In classic Reese fashion, it's not signed, it says, "Have a fabulous day." And it was £2, everybody.
Happy birthday, Reese. And by the time this episode airs, it'll be happy birthday Penny T as well. Have a Parmo on me. Treat yourself. So, how and what did they do? Well, coming out onto the stage bedecked in a dress made from blue IKEA bags that she'd made herself, mad genius that she is, Reese took us through a rendition of Let It Go from Frozen, interspersed with hilarious sound bites, ranging from warnings about icy weather conditions,
"Don't make unnecessary journeys, don't take risks on treacherous roads, and don't let them know."
unnecessary exposition,
Elsa from the hit movie Frozen,
to reminding the judges that it was their birthday and not to send her home.
No, but it actually is my birthday tomorrow, so please don't send me home on my birthday.
All smattered with the usual brilliant Reeseisms. It was great. I enjoyed it. But I'm going to be harsh. It was very safe and similar to what Reese did last week. You could get any song and throw Reeseisms in it and it would still be amazing. But it's not really growth, is it? Now, I can't sit here and criticise Love Deluxe, Blane or Delta for playing it safe this week and then give Reese a free pass, especially not when contestants like Anarchy, Bipty and Bella were far more willing to take risks with their numbers this week. But it doesn't really matter what I say. What did the judges think? Well, Penny T loved it, going on to say,
Reese, happy birthday first of all. It was exactly what I wanted to see from you after the big dip that you did have last week. It was the typical stupid shit that you just deliver and automatically cheer people up when you do it and make people smile. Apparently not all of them, by the looks I'm getting off a certain other judge. You're looking at me to say she full of shit. Oh, well, ditto. So's out of Newcastle when you're judging. So it was just what I wanted from you. This stupidity, and my favourite part was where you just stood and you did absolutely nothing. It's those little mannerisms that make you the queen you are. So well done, Reese. Well done, Tyne.
Rory was very kind, wishing Reese a happy birthday and even giving them a hug, describing the number as madcap and Reese as meticulous. Mother admitted that they were biased and couldn't judge Reese because they loved them as a performer too much and would, let me get my glasses out again, literally wear them like Gordon the Gopher. Well, it was up to Plastique to raise the same concerns that I had, pointing out that she wanted to see something different from Reese and a little bit more than what she was expecting. Well, with that done, it was time for the judges to get deliberating, so if you don't want to know who stays and who goes home, go and get the hell out of spoiler territory. Go on, like, share, subscribe and get back on your rug, you bad, bad boy. Anyway, as the contestants returned to the stage, we found out that the top 3 of the night were Bella B Campbell, Kingdom, and Bipty P, with Bella taking home the win for the 2nd week running, and the others each enjoying their 2nd time in the top. But who wasn't doing so well? Well, tragically it was Anarchy and Love Deluxe in the bottom, with both receiving withering critiques from the judges, and after deliberation, it was Anarchy that we'd be losing from the competition. After the night was over, Candy Snatch was able to speak to both of our bottoms of the week to see how they were feeling, starting with the gorgeous as ever, dressed to the nines, Love Deluxe Erotica.
Alright my loves, I'm Candy Snatch and I'm here with the sensational Love Deluxe Erotica who was in that competition that we've just watched. How are you doing my dear? How do you feel about that result?
I feel a bit on edge, I won't lie to you, Candy. Yeah, I've heard that it was a very close call between me and Anarchy.
Oh my god.
So obviously that's lit a bit of a fire under me.
Yeah.
As well for coming off Impersonations Week of having the critique that wasn't great, but I've been told switch it up a bit, give us something a bit new.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that going forward.
I mean, I guess it could be like a positive in that because like, you know, like they said, the last couple of weeks you've done the same kind of thing with like, you know, a song with like sound clips and stuff in. It does mean that you have a world of possibilities to look into. And do you think the group challenge that we've got next week is going to help with that?
I think definitely. Like, I love everybody else. Reese and Bipty were the 2 I wanted because they are, for me, 2 of the strongest on the Newcastle drag scene in terms of like performing and their mixes and their stage presence. So obviously I'm very much going to put myself in the team, but I'm very excited to work with other people and bounce ideas off and work together to create something that I think is going to be really good but really stupid and camp.
I'm really excited to see it. It's a bit of an open drag reunion, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah. Like I met them when I moved up in last year in January, and I did open drag, and they're kind of the first 2 that came up to me and were like, love your drag, love what you do, and we've kind of like, I've gotten to know them through that. So it is like a little like family group, so I'm really excited to like do something together.
Yeah. Oh, and also I think you need to tell us about this outfit because it is the most fabulous thing in the whole bloody world, and the judges were like, oh, we weren't sure about the performance, but you look fucking fantastic, and I agree.
I'll take that. I wanted to look like kind of a cross between like a pageant girl and like a 1920s like debutante, because that's very much rooted in my inspiration of drag. But like a lot of it I make it all myself, like from the pattern to like embellishing everything, nails, hair, whatever. I love it. It feeds my soul to like make drag. Do you know what I mean?
Wow, I really love it, and I love the passion that you've got for like drag in that. You know, I don't know much about drag, obviously being like a gorgeous natural woman and that, but you know, I think you always look stunning every single week of this competition.
I think you could try drag.
I was thinking I could do it because obviously my cousin Velvy Bobo is actually a man, you know, so not many people know that, but I was thinking maybe I could be like a drag king in that. I could be like, I could act all butch.
I think you could. I think you take some classes from Vic.
Oh my god, I'll be banging, because we were in like that Vampers Tits competition that I didn't realise was a competition until like week 4, and I was just turning up and saying shit, so oh well, it has been so lovely speaking to you, Love Deluxe Erotica.
And you too. It's always a pleasure, my darling.
And good luck in the group challenge next week.
Thank you very much.
And it's no secret that they were very upset about the result, but being the professional queen that she is, Anarchy took the time to speak to Candy about how she felt and what was next after Drag Idol.
Alright my loves, it's me again, Candy Snatch, and I'm here with sadly the contestant that we had to lose this week, the astonishing Anarchy. Now, I know you got really upset about this because it's a shame to lose you in this competition because you've been like really good in that, but how are you feeling right now?
Honestly, I feel like my balls hurt and like my eyes are great, so it's fine.
Yeah, I get that a lot, but you know, obviously I don't have balls because I'm like a gorgeous lady and that. But yeah, well,
it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah. So you said on the stage that you were really proud of that performance.
I was.
Yeah. I have to say I was laughing my tits off. Like they've slightly come a bit loose from laughing at you with a pigeon head on. But
I'm glad.
Yeah. How did you come up with that number? Like they were asking, was it like I know exactly what I'm going to do, or was it a progressive thing?
So, before the competition started,
I'm really impressed I said progressive. Sorry, that's a big fucking word
go
for me.
You,
isn't it?
gal.
Sorry.
Go you. No, honestly, before the competition started, I had an idea what I was going to do for musicals.
Yeah.
And they just didn't like it. It is what it is.
That's the thing. And like I was saying to you earlier, it doesn't mean it's like a bad idea. It doesn't mean it's a bad number. It just means that it didn't suit the judges for Drag Idol this year, you know?
And unfortunately, because they didn't see a through line, it is what it is.
That's the thing, but how are you feeling about your previous weeks of the competition though? Because obviously you were fantastic in week 1, and in week 2 you were brilliant as well. So I'm
not gonna lie to you all, I didn't feel the greatest. And that's just my own anxiety with it all.
Yeah.
I feel like I did pretty well, but I wasn't the best.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that because, like, you know, I can't think of a better set of contestants to go home against than this, because everyone this week has been so incredibly good.
Honestly, this entire year has been so good.
Yeah.
This entire cast has been fucking brilliant. Like, no matter whether you went home in week 1 or week 3, like, this entire year has been full of so many good performers.
Yeah.
And like, so many good numbers, the lot. If I went home this year on week 3, I'm fucking proud of it. If I went home week 1, I'd be fucking proud of it.
Yeah.
This entire year has been so fucking good.
No, it's so nice hearing you say that, because that's exactly how I feel, because I've been watching it over like Velvy Bobo's shoulders while she's been editing the SnatchTalk and that, and it seemed like proper banging.
I'm glad.
So, can you tell us a bit more about what's next for Anarchy?
What's next for Anarchy?
Yeah.
I've got several drag brunches. I work in like 9 different bars across the northeast. I'm going to continue working no matter what I do. And let's be real, I'm going to get cast in a musical theatre show near you.
Yeah? Oh my god, I'm excited for that. No, we haven't seen the last of Anarchy. Thank you so much.
Never.
For being in Drag Idol and entertaining us for 3 weeks now. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
Thank you, Candy.
Banging.
Appreciate it. Mwah.
Oh my god. I'm gone all blushy.
Lesbians.
So, we're almost done. There's just one more thing to mention, but what was it? Oh yes, next week's challenge. Oh, and it was a doozy. Another first for the competition, Teams Week. Not like we had in 2022, where the contestants were just paired up with each other. This time we were having teams of 3, who had to work together to create a 5-minute number about anything they wanted, really. What were the teams, though? Well, with each of our top 3 taking on the role of a team captain, they got to pick the contestants they wanted to join them. We ended with Lois, Carmen, Denominator and Blane Runway on Team Bella, Love Deluxe Erotica and Reese Wetherspoon joining Team Bipty, and the Delta Quadrant and Sweet Boy joining Team Kingdom. What would they come up with, given only a week and a fair bit of distance to coordinate over, though? Well, you'll just have to tune in next week or turn up for the show to find out. And with that, we're finally done. Thank you all for watching this far, and I'm sorry for yet another long episode. It would really help me out if you could tell me what you think of the show in the comments below, and whether I'm saying too much or maybe even not enough. I doubt it though. Let me know, and I'll see you all next week for another episode of SnatchTalk. Goodbye.